So this morning I actually got onto X and I followed DJ Payne on X. And lately he's been having these trolls that come in on some of his content. Like most of you know DJ Payne from like BeatStars and Music Entrepreneur Club. And he does a lot of content overall for YouTube. But there was a artist that commented on one of his posts that says the artist must pay thousands of dollars to push the song, make it make sense. I have to make hundreds of songs for one to succeed. If I lease them, they are also getting leased to other people. All right, so that first part, yes, if you do lease a song, that is going to be leased to other artists as well. If you want to have a beat exclusively, then you need to pay for the instrumental exclusively. Like, there's gonna be more to unpack in this whole post. So, um, if I buy an exclusive 3 to 500 or more and made 100 songs, I spent 30 to 50K on beats. Even if I didn't pay upfront for the beat, you get paid on the royalties on that song. So yes, whether you pay for the beat up front, whether you don't pay for the beat up front, the producer should still collect royalties because it is something that they composed. And even as an exclusive, that only grants you, being the only or exclusive artist with that instrumental. That does not grant you anything else but that. The producer is still the composer of the beat and still has to get their royalties. If the song blows up, it benefits you. You had to put no work into studio costs, not necessarily. Let's just say, for example, that artist and that producer decide they want to make a song from the ground up. Let's say they want that producer to make an original or custom instrumental for them. Then at that point, they might be putting in on studio costs. But even then, if they have a home studio, I mean, they are still paying their bills, they are still paying their rent, no matter how they operate. So the next one is content creation. With content creation, now that kind of goes along with what I said in terms of, let's say the producer and artist decide they want to get together and, work on an instrumental for a project, then maybe they could make some content out of that whole experience. So I think that's just nonsense in itself right there. Marketing, again, if it's a collab project, then yes, maybe the producer and the artist might want to get together and invest in some type of marketing or promotion. Touring, now it's not your producer's job to get you on to a tour or even get you performances. It's your job as an artist, or if you have a manager, that is their job to look into getting you booked for tours and any type of performances. Not advocating producers should be compensated, but building with an artist with contracts for money on the back end is the way to go. No, not necessarily. Like if you have that type of relationship with a producer to where, for example, I work like that with Rook One, and he approached me probably maybe 2 years ago about doing a song. Then it became a project, and we're working on another project together. But he supplies the instrumentals, and I write to the instrumentals, I record to the instrumentals, and we put out albums that way. Now, if you have that type of a relationship with a producer and that's the agreement, then yes, that's a mutual agreement for both sides. It's not like I'm an artist and I'm going online just looking for free beats. It was kind of a mutual partnership that Rook One and myself decided to get into. So the whole concept about producers not investing in themselves to me is nonsense. a lot of the stuff that we have in our studios, we've invested more than some of these artists will ever invest in themselves. Like you can look at my whole just machine library alone, like with Machine Micro, with the complete control, also all the expansions and plugins and everything else that I've been accumulating since around 2009. That alone, we're not even talking about an MPC. We're not talking about my other MIDI keyboards. We're not talking about any of these synthesizers that I have, any of the plugins that I have. That's even extending to like iPad, for example. That is a lot that I've invested in the music production craft and just getting better and better at it over the years and the time, even going to like there were these producer conferences at one time with iStandard that I used to go to. I think I went like 3 years in a row, and you get a chance to hear other like major producers talk about their experiences producing for major artists and getting placements and things like that, and networking with other producers. That's an investment in yourself. Those events weren't free. I think they were like anywhere from $100 to $200 to attend. So the idea that producers don't invest in themselves based off of this comment is absolutely ridiculous. And there are a lot of artists that legitimately think that way. Oh, this producer doesn't have any placements or anything like that. So why should we have to pay him for beats? He should be able to give us beats and, we're going to be the ones that get them exposure or they could make money off the back end. No, it does not work that way. Build a relationship with some of these producers and they might be willing to give you some instrumentals free. So
Major music.